so many women are looking for sustainable options when it comes to fashion. With the fast fashion and online shopping, we've kind of lost that personalized experience. The way that the edit works, it's designed to be simple and stress-free. All appointments are private with a stylist. Clients aren't just renting a dress, they're renting confidence.
Welcome to the Tapestry Podcast, Ivanna Mitchell. This is a fashion podcast where we weave fashion stories one moment, one thread at a time, and discuss the deeper meaning behind the clothing that we choose to wear. I'm also exploring this theory that finding our authentic style, it's a journey, a series of moments that are woven together to create a rich tapestry that is our unique life. And today, I'm super curious to learn about your most memorable fashion moments and how they color your world as the founder of the Edit dress rental company. I think many people would be curious to find out how one even goes about starting a dress rental company. So, what was your main source of inspiration when it came to launching the Edit? And what were the first few pieces that you added to your collection?
Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. The idea for the edit really came from seeing a gap in the market. I've been in the industry for many, many years, and I find that so many women are looking for sustainable options when it comes to fashion and being able to access higher end pieces, especially ones that you may only wear one time at a more accessible price point. So this was definitely a gap that I felt that I could fill. And having worked in the fashion industry for many years through my other company, Evolve Showrooms, I felt that I had access to incredible brands and saw firsthand just how much the consumer really valued quality and design and sustainability. And so the edit kind of felt like a natural extension of that experience. Oh my gosh, the first pieces that we brought in, I would have to say, were mostly outfits from brands that we liked. So we were styling a lot of TV hosts at the time. So really unique coordinate sets, kind of started setting the tone for what the edit was all about. And then that evolved into introducing occasion wear dresses and things for weddings and galas and suiting and sort of novelty pieces that just sort of grew into our inventory.
Fantastic. You've been in the industry for a very long time. When we spoke, when I stopped by to view your collection, your beautiful collection, you mentioned that you've been in the industry for a very, very long time. How did you start? How did you fall in love with fashion?
I would say that I've always loved fashion. I've been playing with Barbie since I was 16 years old. Till I was 16 years old. So I really always loved dress up and that kind of aspect. And then I went to school for fashion business, which opened a lot of doors for me getting into the industry at a very young age. And then I started my business 9 years ago. So, I've really experienced so many different realms of fashion, and it keeps growing in that aspect.
Yeah, that's so valuable to start that young and to work with so many different brands. What are some of your favorite brands that you work with?
I absolutely love, I have such a passion for Australian and European brands. I find that their styling and their attention to detail really stands out as very unique. So I really go for pieces that are from those areas. We also carry, and I also love, a lot of Canadian designers. They don't get as much access, unfortunately, in the retail world. So it is nice to be able to bring in curated pieces from, different brands and especially also supporting Canadian as well.
Amazing. So now tell me how the edit works. You said
Yes.
that you saw that there was a space in the marketplace that needed to be filled. What specifically did you feel like needed to be filled, and how do you fill it specifically?
So I think, the way that the edit works, it's designed to be simple and stress-free. What I really wanted to drive home was that I wanted everybody to have personalized experience. I feel like that with the fast fashion and online shopping, we've kind of lost that personalized experience. we used to get at, stores. And so I wanted to have that at the edit so that all appointments are private with a stylist that can help you find your fit, can help really showcase and emphasize the parts of your body that you love. And then 95% of the time you end up picking an outfit that you never expected in the first place. So
Yes, it's like an adventure.
it's an
Yeah.
adventure, and once they find something they love, they rent it and return it afterwards. So we take care of all the cleaning and the maintenance and all of that. So it's very simple and kind of, stress-free process.
I love that. Yes, because I think a lot of people are so busy, or some of them dread shopping because it is such a labor intensive process. So to have that
Exactly.
little bit of support and to have a curated selection of clothing that's been vetted, that works,
Yeah,
is really quite helpful. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Now, from your personal closet, what are some of your favorite pieces?
Oh my gosh. My closet is ever changing, but I really love a capsule wardrobe. That's
Mm,
such a big thing now too. Like, my favorite piece in my wardrobe are, like, my oversized blazers because
mm.
I can wear those, dressed up, dressed down. They kinda transition easily from spring to fall. So, I feel like a good blazer, a good pair of jeans, your staple, tank tops or T-shirts, things that, you can recycle through and through. Those are sort of my go-tos in my closet.
I could see that love reflected at the edit because when I came to visit, you had a beautiful selection of jackets
Thank
that we
you.
played with. So I could see that mirror through at the edit. And then, yeah, capsule, I totally agree. Like classic pieces and neutral colors that are easy to pair with one another.
Exactly.
What's the piece that you've had in your closet the longest?
Oh my gosh. Um, I actually recycle my clothing a lot more frequently. I guess because I have so much access to fashion and trends. I do purge a lot. I'll buy things and, wear them X amount of times, and then I'll donate or recycle. But I don't know what would be my longest standing piece. But like I said, I feel like, the blazers or a pair of jeans, those have been the pieces that I go to, like, year after year.
Mm. I it just reminded me because when we met, you said your daughter was just born a year ago, and the
Yes.
piece that comes to mind for my own personal wardrobe when I was pregnant with my daughter, my ex and I traveled to England, and I got this huge, oversized wrap sweater,
Ooh,
and I would wrap my pregnant belly in this wrap sweater, and then when I breastfed her, I would wrap her in the wrap sweater. So there's so
aw,
many fond memories built into the sweater, and I find that this might happen to you as well as you get garments while you are with your daughter.
yes,
They will have like special meaning that is infused in them, or even like
true.
baby carriers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so true, and then you kinda hold on to that memory, and so you hold on to the pieces even if you don't wear them.
For sure. Yeah. As you were talking, that's the memory that popped up for me just because we both have daughters.
Yeah.
Now back to the edit. What has been the most surprising thing that you've come to discover running this company?
You know, I guess the biggest surprise is just how emotional fashion can be. So, initially the focus on the edit is providing access to beautiful clothing. But what really became clear very quickly was that clients aren't just renting a dress, they're renting confidence. So, some of my favorite moments and stories when people bring their pieces back is hearing about the wedding they attended or the promotion they celebrated or whatever milestone event is where they felt incredible in what they were wearing. And so the clothing becomes part of the memory, which is, what we were just talking about. And so that's something really special that, it really brings that emotion, which I guess was, which I always knew, but I guess that just made it more surprising starting it, and it kind of has become like the focal point.
Yes, it's a beautiful reminder that it is such a sensual experience to have
Yes,
fabric touch your skin, and it's such a human experience. You're being witnessed by other people. You're enjoying this fabric on your skin, the texture and the photos, the way it comes up in the photos later and creates these
absolutely.
memories. That
Absolutely.
that's so great. What are your next steps? What are your dreams and goals for the edit?
So I would love to expand into, multiple locations eventually, but right now we're working on launching online, which I love the personalized experience, as I was saying, but I do understand the market needs for having a platform that kind of showcases our inventory. So we're working on that, as well as collaborating with other brands and designers to offer some unique things that are coming to the edit.
Lovely. Well, congratulations. You've only been in business for a year, and like the word of mouth
Thank
and
you.
everything that you've been able to accomplish so far, and even with the Evolve showrooms. Thank you for inviting me to the fashion show. Congratulations on the 5 years.
Thank
How
you.
did that come about? What inspired you to create an evening of fashion and celebrating femininity?
That's always been such a passion of mine as well, is women supporting women. And the fashion industry can be very competitive and challenging. And I think the Evolve show really started as a way to bring women together and connect on fashion and inspiring stories and other entrepreneurs. And so it really has grown over the last 5 years as, really becoming a community of women supporting women. So that is such a passion project of mine.
Yes, the energy was definitely there. That I felt the
Thank you.
support and the beautiful stories that of women that came up to share their journeys, including the founder of Women's Empowerment Awards, Claudia.
Yes.
That was a really beautiful story to hear. Um, yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your rich tapestry with me. Is there anything else that you want to add that you'd love people to know about the edit and the Evolve showrooms?
I just appreciate that, you've given us a platform to share about the edit. We want everybody to know about it and to feel beautiful and confident in everything that they wear. So, that's what we're all about. I would also love to offer a special promotion for your viewers. So, if they just use the code Tapestry, they can get 15% off their first rental with us.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. I love that.
No.
And we'll be doing some promo shots together. There's some beautiful clothing that I picked up from you that I'm really excited to photograph. Well, like I said, life is a series of moments that are woven together to create a rich tapestry. Thank you so much for sharing your tapestry today and inspiring us to dress a little better and come visit the edit and know where to turn to next time we have a beautiful event to attend and we don't know what to wear.
Thank you so much for having me.
This episode was brought to you by Jewel Branding Studios, a global provider of style consulting services. At Jewel, we believe crafting a signature look is like crafting a signature scent. It makes you memorable and recognizable. Whether you want to elevate your style for work or for personal reasons, we offer life-changing, long-lasting style transformations grounded in practical advice that leads you on a journey of self-discovery, self-expression, and self-love. Follow me on Substack at Korobkina to gain access to my newsletters and get the latest updates on my speaking appearances and fashion education workshops.